I just finished the Three Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch, and that would be Philip K. Dick. That would be a great movie. It's sort of like a weird mixture of sort of like Blade Runner and because you wrote Blade Runner as well. Sort of like Inception. It's sort of like this futuristic, drug-addicted society that's colonized the rest of the solar system. And it's about this sort of slow takeover of the world by outside forces. It would be a pretty great movie. I don't think anyone should break up. I think it's just counterproductive. It's just when a band sort of continues to try to make money off of their name or their history, and they're not really doing anything creative. That's sort of, I don't know. It's time to call it.
I think the last record I bought was John Wesley Harding. That was a good one to have on vinyl. I think I bought a Chi-Lite's Greatest Hits, which is also pretty awesome.
I don't know, I buy a lot of old records. I buy a lot of records records I've never actually listened to. I'll go record shopping and look at the covers and I'm like, this looks weird, and maybe it's good, maybe it's terrible. And I feel like a lot of 90% of the records I buy that just look good are good. You wanna keep what you can't say. I remember getting a lot of advice from them, not out of spite or anything, but just yeah, I don't know. It rarely comes up, I think, in our conversations. It's sort of always a little more silly than
yeah. I remember asking a couple of them when we were in Ireland, hanging out with them years ago. I think we had been on tour a lot, and I'd seen that they had been doing it for so long. It's just like, how do you maintain a normal life, touring so much, being gone all the time? And I think it was Scott or Brian was just like, you don't. That's my advice. You don't. I don't remember when this happened, but suddenly on my iTunes, anything I'd ever bought in the past 10 years just reappeared on my phone for some reason. And I guess Billy Corgan made a solo record probably about 10 years ago. And I love Smashing Pumpkins, and I have a lot of respect. But I just looked at it, I was like, why? I paid money for this.
Yeah, it's less the road and more the season. There was a particular tour that was in the middle of winter that was very icy everywhere, and we had these long drives, so you couldn't really get held up too much. And if you got held up by, accident after accident after accident, and we counted, I think, on one drive, we stopped counting at 65 cars that had gone off the road, and we're just driving on ice the whole time, still kind of racing to the gig and trying not to drive too fast because it's dangerous, and not too slow because we'll be late, and just feeling just extremely vulnerable in the middle of winter. Just, it's super dangerous. Well, in my opinion, I make a lot of pizza. I'm specific, but I like a 50-50 split of double O flour and semolina flour for the crust. It's not like typical New York style, but it's my favorite. I think it's really important. And fresh mozzarella, fresher the better.
I don't think Manhattan's been a very good place for artists for a long time, just because it's too expensive. So most of them are moving to Brooklyn or going straight to Brooklyn from wherever else they were coming from. But I do think Brooklyn's a good place for artists. There's a lot of space there, and a lot of really unique creative minds. But it's definitely different. It's not the way that it was in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It's a different place now. It's like a cleaner city, I guess. I used to do that a lot when I was in high school. But I don't know. There's probably like the Glassjaw show.